Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here's a number to remember. 2 billion. 2 billion future leaders are waiting for our judgment call. 2 billion young minds are looking at our teachings, our lessons, our guidance, our help to illuminate their path, our move, our direction, our choice of conduct. But we, as parents and guardians who work hard to put food on the table and support the family, can only do so much. The least that we can do is to put them in an environment that will nurture their natural inclinations towards positivity and goodness to benefit as many as possible. As protectors of their future, we must equip them with the best of early childhood education to ensure their self-confidence and self-esteem are kept in check as they traverse through the world in their lifetime. We must ensure that inshallah, as these young minds bloom, they can exchange ideas and cause impact to the world. And the key to do this is the mastery of the English language, as it is the language of the world. Most importantly, we must realize that the true potential of a human being can only be realized when he or she connects with his or her creator. Thus, a solid foundation in Islamic education will help kids to grow and love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, follow the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and benefit the world wheresoever they may go. Alhamdulillah, Brainy Bunch Islamic Montessori, the world's #1 brand in Islamic Montessori education, has paved the way to provide children an Islamic Montessori English-speaking environment for the last 11 years across over 100 campuses, starting from Malaysia to Singapore, Indonesia, Gaza, and most recently, Brunei Darussalam. And Alhamdulillah, as of today, we've impacted the lives of almost 10,000 children. But now, our dreams are bigger. We aim to educate millions, maybe even billions of children at a time. But we don't want to do it alone. We want to do it with you. We now offer you the opportunity to join us as franchisees of Brainy Bunch Islamic Montessori, where you can directly impact and change the lives of children in your community for the better. Together, we can provide the best solution that the world will ever need, a good future led by good leaders of tomorrow. But these leaders need us now, as they are still the children of today. Together, we can develop the Ummah. Together, 2 billion future leaders and more will benefit from our efforts, inshallah. Amin ya Rab. Click the link below to join us in this effort. Jazakallahu khairan kathiran. See you later, inshallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful. Good evening and welcome to another FB Sharing Live. My name is Auntie Charisma. I hope everyone knows me already. Special shout out to all our parents, students, teachers, and staff of Brady Bunch who are here to listen to our sharing session today. I hope that you can comment which campus are you from. If you are our teacher also, please do give us a shout out. Yes, I hope I am loud and clear. Can anyone tell me if I'm loud and clear so that we can start our session tonight? Yes, because I will not be alone today, as I am joined by none other than Auntie Fareha, one of the division managers of Brady Bunch.
Hi, Assalamualaikum to all who are here to listen to our sharing today. My name is Nur Fariha binti Ismail, also known as Auntie Fariha. I'm a division manager for Klang Valley campuses. I have been with Brainy Bunch since 2010, and I'm a mother of two. And tonight I'm excited to share with you a few tips in parenting. So without further ado, let's start our discussion, Auntie Karisma.
Yes, we are going to start. But before that, I would like to give a shout out to our CEO for preschool. Auntie Mauri is here tonight. Uncle Nazri also. Hello. Assalamu alaikum to everyone here. Now, our discussion is a very interesting topic, and I know most parents will relate to this because I personally can relate to our topic tonight: how to handle tantrums in public. Now, first, let us define what is tantrum. Now, a tantrum is when a child has an unplanned outburst of anger and frustration. Tantrums can be physical, verbal, or both. Your child may act out, be disruptive, generally display unpleasant behaviors. Usually, they're acting like this because they want or they need something that they cannot express it in words. I know that Auntie Fariha here, because you have two boys. Oh, boys! I only have one. Have you ever experienced them having meltdowns in public?
Yes, I have two boys, Auntie Karisma. The eldest one is 12 years old and the youngest one is 7 years old. I'll keep it real with you. My boys do get upset when they were younger. They cry, they act defiant sometimes. However, I managed to nip most of their fussing in the bud before ever gets to temper tantrum status. These simple steps give me control of the situation while allowing my boys to feel like they've been heard. So I will share it tonight with all of you, which I hope it can help all parents out there.
Yes. You know, I only have one son. Whew. When he was small, he was really having tantrums every time, you know. And recently, well, I was discussing this with him. I was like, "Oh, I have FB sharing live this Wednesday, and you know what is the topic?" I said the topic is about temper tantrums, and then I was like asking him, "Do you remember during your time when you give me headache, blah blah blah?" And then he was like, "Oh, did I really do that?" You know, he cannot even remember, but some stories he can still remember. Now, I know there are a lot of questions regarding this topic, so please do not hesitate to type your questions at the comment box, and we will try our best to answer them. Okay? Now, children have the uncanny ability to select the most public of places to have their screaming fit. You know, because they know that there is public, you know, there are other people looking at them. And that is where they seem to question your authority as the parent. And somehow they manage to force you, your parenting skills, to be in the way that they will never do at home, you know, simply because the judgmental stares of all the passersby. I know parents usually react in one of two ways. Either they let their annoyance get the better of them and yell at the child, hoping to quell the tantrum by conveying the message that they mean business, you know, like shouting there already, or they just give in easily just to shut the child up. Now, however, at home, you will probably just ignore until he gives up, realizing that his antics would not work. Well, it is only natural for you not to want people to generally think highly of you. Parents is about you. Parenting is about you and your child, not about the people surrounding you. All right? Not about what looks good in the public eye. Your child will not understand why you respond to the same situation at home and in public, and differently in public, different at home. You know, they cannot get that. Your anger or your indulgence will confuse and will lead him into thinking that you do not care for him any longer. Okay, have you
Yes.
experienced that?
I know that feeling, Auntie Karisma, and it's a real life struggle to us parents on how to handle the situation. We are here tonight to give some tips to all our viewers. If you see a tantrum coming, distraction might work. You could get them to help you with the shopping, point out the baby in the trolley ahead, or start singing with them. Basically, anything to make them think about something else.
Mhm. Now, there's a question here. What is the common cause of tantrum in the morning? Ah, very good question, Uncle Nazri. What are the causes of temper tantrum? Okay, number one is frustration, wanting attention, wanting something, all right? Like their toy or a treat, avoiding something that you ask them to do, like clean up your toys. Or if you're in the park, come, let's leave, we're going home. Definitely tantrum. Hunger, they're tired, you know? A big cause of temper tantrum is the conflict they feel. They seek independence but still crave for your attention as their parents. And they haven't developed coping skills to deal with strong emotions or disappointments. So they often lack the verbal skills to explain how they feel. So they lash out instead. Now, in the morning, it's a different case because number one, lack of sleep, you know. That's why it is very important for you parents to have your routine at home. What is the right time to sleep? And you have to do it regularly. Form that habit to your children. If they sleep early, they can wake up early. And you know, how you also wake up your children matters. If you wake them up like, hey, wake up, we're late, you know, you hurry them up, that can cause tantrum as well. All right. So it is actually you adding the cause for all these tantrums. Imagine if you wake your children up in the morning with hugs and kisses. You know, you tickle a little bit here and there. Wow. I think they will be happy the whole entire day, isn't it? So it is very important how you wake up your children. Wake them up with a smile on your face as well. Do not rush them. Okay? Right? What else, Auntie Fareha? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Also, it's how we communicate with a child having temper tantrum. Okay? For example, your child is, of course, small, and you just point out from, you know, where you are, you're standing, you know, you're pointing out, I told you, you're angry like that. You know, you need to kneel down, go to their level, eye to eye, make eye contact. Try to get down to their level to speak to them so that they can understand. You can see their eyes properly. Talking to them and trying to find out what's worrying them is a very important step. Okay? Right?
Yes, correct, Auntie. I agree with you. Like from the question just now, every
Mm,
morning to avoid tantrum in the morning. Yes, of course. We need to set their routine, sleep routine, which is I've been done with my children. Uh, to sleep early, and now I already changed to sleep as early as 9,
mm,
before 10 and then 9. But we as a parents, we also must sleep with them.
correct.
Turn off
Correct.
the lights and everything. Let's say if still have another work to do, another chores to do, you just pretend. I will just pretend. Once they sleep, I wake up and I'll continue ironing the clothes, washing the dishes and everything. But
Mm-mm.
you need to sleep with them. Keep all your phone. Do not keep scrolling at the phone, because they will say, "Oh, you also did not sleep, Ibu." They are smart.
Exactly.
Yes, they are smart now,
Yes.
and that is what I've always done. Like just now you said, make an eye contact. Another benefit of getting on their eye level, is that it helps a child feel seen and heard. You know, at this point, it's not about being right. It's about getting their attention and getting them to work with you. When I have my child's attention, I let them know. I mean, this is the business by using my serious voice. I don't mean I don't mean yelling or even raising my voice. Quite the opposite. I actually lower my voice, talking slow, steady, and firmly. If you become upset or you yell, it will only cause them to become upset too.
Mm-mm.
And then you can hug it out. You could hug them tightly or hold them if they let you. Okay,
Mm-mm.
often, not always, and you soon know if not. That's what toddlers need. So
Mm-mm.
it's a good one to try to calm them down when they are kicking off in the supermarket. Mm.
Yes. Imagine if you're in a supermarket and they're on the floor kicking, yelling. Oh, what what will you do? Okay. I'll just continue with my shopping. I will leave you there. I've done that before and it really worked. And all of a sudden they're holding the cart because they're scared to be left, right? So they're holding the cart and like, see, you will all follow me. Eventually you will all stop. But for me, one technique that I normally do, is to prepare my children. Okay, we're going to the grocery, we are going to buy this, we have a list, for example, of our grocery, and I will give them like, okay, you can, because normal, when children goes to the grocery, they will see things that they want to buy, and if we say no, that's the time they will give us temper tantrums, isn't it? So what you will do is you give them a certain budget that they can use. Okay, I'll give you 5 ringgit only for you to use. You can get anything you want. And it also gives them the responsibility of like, wow, I'm only given 5 ringgit. How can I spend it wisely? Do I really want this chocolate or do I really want this biscuit? For example, you know, according to uh, Auntie Mawar says here, stay calm. If you respond with anger or frustration, it can escalate the situation further. True. If you're angry, the child is angry, both of you are angry, you will explode like a bomb. So it's better that you also stay calm. This is why I'm saying you need parents, you need to keep calm, try not to panic. That's when you'll get angry too, okay? Which is, it will inflame the situation. Shouting or hitting your child won't work. In fact, it may make them think this reaction is acceptable. Try to resist the temptation to argue, all right, or to reason with them when they are in the mid of tantrum. It will never work when they are in that state, and it will likely end up just winding you up more too. So if your child is having temper tantrum, breathe in and breathe out. Think of happy thoughts. I know parents will be like, oh, like, oh, I want to strangle already, but still keep calm. You know, give your child the time to also be calm. Okay. Now, Che Ayu here says, if we left them or let them be, people will stare at us like we are torturing our child. As I have mentioned, parenting is about you and your child, and it's not about the people who are looking at you. Okay? They don't have a say in your parenting skills. They might judge you. Yes, we all have been judged in public when we have our children crying there, throwing the rice. I've experienced that before. But for me, it's my parenting style. All right. It's not about them. It's about you and your child. So have that communication with your child, especially when you are about to go out. All right. Before you even go to the mall, to a restaurant, to a party, you need to lay down your rules and regulations. You need to explain to them the the behavior that you expect them to show, so that it's easy, it's gonna be a breeze to go out, and uh, I hope that you are marking, take down notes, maybe all the points that we are mentioning here. And if you want to share any idea, your points as well that works for you, you can also type in the comment section so that we can also, learn from what you're doing with your children as well. All right? Yes, Auntie Fareha.
Yes, correct. Because children's emotions are like waves in the ocean. As parents, it is important that we teach them how to ride the waves, follow the flow. When your child's emotions are running high, this is not a teaching moment. You need to wait until the wave pass. Like maybe you can change of the scenery. Just remember that you are in control. Tantrums are normal, and in the worst case scenario, you can just leave and go home. But if you can't leave completely, at least get a change of scenery. So if you are in, for example, in the dentist waiting room, head out for a little walk outside or a park if you are nearby. And then because sometimes coming doesn't always look quiet. Some children need a heart pumping activities in order to calm their nervous system. For example, you can try different activities to find what works for your child, like play swing at the playground, jump on a trampoline, letting them run their anger out with some fresh air, and a place where they can shout without you feel embarrassed. That will help you both calm down, actually, your
Mhm.
children and also yourself as a parent.
True. But I totally like disagree that to shut your child up, you will give them the gadget. Oh, please don't do that. You know, as much as possible, be present with your child. Why? We already mentioned what is the cause of their tantrum is because they seek your attention. Ah, and you will notice that when you are busy, you are talking to someone, this is where they do something. This is the time that they will be shouting, hitting, kicking, or doing a lot of things to just catch your attention. So, if you see that your child is having that meltdown already, please talk to someone you're talking to and say, oh, hold on, can I go with my child first? Let me attend to him first, or let me see what is needed by my child first. Right? Try to prioritize your child's needs, right? Because they want your attention. Don't worry about other people. Try not to focus on other people. Most of them will have, maybe they have been where you are now, and they will feel sympathy. If they aren't, who cares? You don't know them and they don't know you. Take a deep breath and learn to sweat less about what other people think. You are doing a great job. Always remember that. Okay? You know your child better than anyone else. If you know that he gets restless quickly, or gets overexcited in a crowd, or is cranky when he has not had his afternoon nap, plan your outing, plan your trip, taking all these factors into consideration. Okay? Prepare your child so he knows what to expect. If you are taking him to an amusement park, tell him that it will be noisy, it will be hot, it will be crowded, that he needs to be patient because you will have to wait in line to get the rides, right? Lay down the rules before you leave the house. If you are taking your child to shopping, tell him what is only allowed to buy. one book, one toy, up to you. Negotiate under circumstances. You can even give it as a reward. Let's see if you will behave throughout the trip, because there are children that you are driving and they're at the back, they're kicking the seat, right? Wow, imagine if you are driving and you are doing that. I personally experienced that, kicking here, shouting at each other while I'm driving. Oh, I really pull over. I said, if you are going to behave like this, you can go down now. Because I want to drive peacefully. I need to concentrate and focus on the road. Oh, wow. Everyone kept quiet. When I look back, everyone is sleeping already. See, because you give them something that the rules that you set with your children, never they will never do it again. When you set it straight with your children, they will definitely not do it again. So I hope our parents, try. Oh yes, I did that to Mia also. I really pull over. I said, I don't, maybe somebody can get you, I don't care if you don't behave while I drive, because I said it's very dangerous. You need to explain why are you doing it. You don't just say go down now. Why? Children will always have all the whys. Okay, you need to explain to them, what can happen if you lose your focus while driving. It can be dangerous. You can be in an accident. You'll never know, right? So I hope that our parents can get some tips on how to let your children behave, while while you're in the car. Okay. Yes, Auntie.
Yes, I agree the part that you say lay down the rules before you leave, because I've been doing this to both of my kids since they was playhouse, I
Mm,
mean toddler. Before we leave, I will remind them the reason we are going out, because both of my son, they have eczema. So
mm,
usually we will go to mall because colder than
mm,
outside kan. And then
mm,
I will explain where to go, what to buy, what is allowed and what is not, and why. Okay. And then same goes if we are going to any wedding or any family gathering. I will remind them early at home. So it really works. When we are at the mall, they're not even asking to buy a toys or go to Toys R Us, and I already train them and myself also as a mother. Sometimes we want to give to our children toys. We want to buy them toys. Uh, but not uh, every time we went to mall we want to buy.
mm,
But
mm,
to
mm,
get them understand, okay, as a parents, we don't like okay, we just go inside the Toys R Us, just look only, don't buy anything. There's no such window shopping in toy store. They will not understand. You know,
mm, mm.
children who cannot
Yes.
resist, like they cannot control themselves. They want, and even small Hot Wheels car for them, just this one, Ibu, just this one. There's no such window shopping in toy store. Don't you ever say, okay, we just go there and we just go to Toys R Us, just window shopping. No, it will not work. If you already said you cannot buy any toys, when you go to mall, do not go to the toy store. Okay, you just go to where what you want to buy. Let's say you want to buy their clothes, just to go to the clothes store. No need to stop by at the toy store just for window shopping. It will not. It will trigger them to throw their tantrums. So I think other thing also, you can equip yourself to keep your child entertained. For example, if you are going somewhere with flight, you are traveling on the plane, you can carry some toys, crayons, coloring book, etc. with you, so that your child is kept occupied and will not think of throwing tantrum as a way to gain attention. Okay, and then make your child feel included. by giving him the right to decide certain things, like what you should see first. For example, at the aquarium, okay, we go at this part first, or which ride you should go on. And then at the first sign of restlessness, take your child out for a break, and do not wait till he's miserable. And if you know that your child, do not also bring your child if somewhere, if they are in hungry. If they are hungry, that will trigger them to show tantrum. Know your, you usually as parents we will know our children, right? If you know,
Yes.
or if they are hungry, hot, like my son, both of them, even my 12 boys, he still throw tantrum for me, tantrum lah. Because he cannot be at hot place. Usually I will remind him, if he want to follow me, okay, let's say if we are having sports day, usually you say, I want to follow you, Ibu. I say, okay, if you want to follow me, can. But you must remember, it's outdoor, it's
Mhm.
hot weather. I don't want
Mm-mm.
you to like, it's very hot, itchy everywhere. Okay, if you stay at home, you can be in the aircon and everything. I will remind
Mm-mm.
them. If he said,
Mm-mm.
Ibu, I will go. It's okay. I still want to follow you. I say, okay.
Mm-mm.
I remind them at home before it happened outside. So better for us to remind them at home. Yeah.
Very true. Thank you for those stories, because I think you experience what I experienced. We're all the same, actually. We have a question here. May I know what age to set the rules to them? For me, if you can set it as early as toddlers, like 2 years old. Um, but let's try to avoid saying no, right? I always teach this to our teachers when they are running in school. Instead of you saying no running, you say thank you for walking. Let's try maybe at home also, no climbing, no like this. Or you can just say, okay, let me see how you can walk up the stairs carefully. Sometimes children, when you have stairs, they run up, they go down, they run. And so sometimes your heart just fell because you're scared that they might fall down. So rephrase it. Okay. Good that Auntie Annie is taking notes for Aisha later. Thank you very much. All right. Panuro says, yes, I always explain to my kids on why they should do this or shouldn't do that, and also the consequences if not following the rules. Very good, Panuro. Do not ever break or bend your rule just because they show tantrums. Okay? The minute your child misbehaves, tell him that you understand that he might be tired or fed up, but remind him firmly about the rules you had agreed upon at home. Be prepared to leave as a last resort. Once you have decided to leave, do not let your child dissuade you. Even if he promise I will behave. Sorry, sorry, I will not do it again. Never ever be dissuaded, because there will be a repetition of this scenario. This situation will be happening over and over again. All right? But if your child behaves, for example, you went to a party, he follows the rules, do not forget to compliment him. All right, or her. Say that, oh, I am so happy that you behaved today. I'm so proud of you. You know, give those praises, because those praises will encourage your child to do better, and will be saying that, oh, I'm not going to be having tantrums today because I want more praises than my mommy getting angry at me. All right. So once the tantrum is over, you can engage your child in conversation about what happened. Try to talk it out, even if your child is not that verbal, because you can also see their facial expressions if they can understand you. You can also discuss how they can stop their tantrums from happening again. Try to offer praises for calming down, reinforce your child's positive behavior and good choices. Children like recognition for their good behavior. Be specific as possible. Tell them what are the things that you commend. Ah, instead of, "Oh, you are so good to say today." Instead of saying just that, you say, "Oh, you did a great job today because you didn't shout. You only use your inside voice." Now, these statements help your child to know the behaviors you are expecting them to do and what behaviors are accepted. Okay? All right. I will start with rephrasing the sentence when I get mad. Thank Miss Bibueno. Okay. I hope that you can try to rephrase and make it a habit so that you know we have we as human we have that natural ability to be rebellious. I always tell this in my trainings, right? That we are always, when we are asked to do something that is not in our liking, we try to rebel. So the how to attack that situation is to rephrase. Oh, I think Auntie Fareha will be doing better in her report next time. Something like that, you know? And it will be like, oh, okay, I'm expected to do this, so I will be doing a better job next time. So something like that. Even adults, we need recognition. We need all of this rephrasing. So if you have your staff with you, instead of you scolding them and telling them that you have not done this, you have not done that, try to rephrase. Okay? Juan Nadia says, wonderful sharing. It was incredibly clear, and I particularly enjoyed the segment where both of you presented with accompanying examples. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much. Okay. And yes, Auntie Fareha, your turn.
Yes,
I
I
sorry, I am so because I can really relate with this topic. When we were like discussing
yeah.
what is our topic, for this week, I said, huh, what was the topic that I want to explore with the parents as well? And this come up. I said, how about handling temper tantrums? Because I experienced this when I have my little ones before. Now they're all adults already, but they're all with me from the time I teach in Brainy Bunch. I was teaching a class, and my youngest son with his what do you call this? With his milk bottle. Imagine if he's having temper tantrum, he throws the milk bottle, and then my children are like, Auntie, they're the ones getting and giving it back to him. Imagine that I was at that stage when with Charles before. And Alhamdulillah, I've learned a lot because with all the tips that we've shared, these are all also based on our experiences as well. Okay. Yes, Auntie.
Okay, regarding the setting up the roles, I think it should be set up as early as they 2 or 3 years old, because actually at this age is the age where they are like sponge, because if you start late, they will say like, oh, why before this I can do. For example, phone. I told my son, both of them, they just can play games or watching YouTube during weekend. Okay, so like you said just now, do not break the rules. Even though they are say, please Ibu, they are doing cute face. I say, okay, stop doing your cute face. I will not give my phone. Okay,
Parents easily give up. I know.
and they will say, please Ibu, please. I say, okay, okay, I will not take at your cute face. Okay, I will not give. Okay, rules means rules. Okay, it's better for you to start earlier, like controlling the their screen time. The earlier as the soonest you start is better actually, because when they are growing up, actually the way of for us to approach them, is different, getting different. For example, my first son is 12. So I need, as a parent, we are every time, I think we are in a learning process, because when they 12, we need to think how to handle teenagers. Definitely different with my 7 years old. I cannot treat my 12 like seven like 12, right? So we as a parent, we are always, for me, in a learning process. Let's say once they have in graduated in university, that would be a uh, different approach that we need to do. Okay, and I think the most important is we need to acknowledge their feelings. Let your child know you understand their frustration. Okay, don't just say like you said, no, cannot. You don't cry. Stop crying. People is looking at, stop crying. I usually I I heard that, stop crying, stop crying. Right? You need to explain to them, just whisper to them. Actually, when you shout, they will not listen to you. When you try to calm them, talk slowly, whisper to them, offer to help, because often children, actually, they are seeking your attention. Okay, so acknowledging this can help them to ease their emotion. Actually, don't yeah, because sometimes when they are throwing the tantrum, we as a parents, we sometimes we cannot think already, to like,
Yes.
like that.
Mm-mm.
Or sometimes I will just like, from far I can see
So
they
what we
are
will say, cry some more, some more, some more.
cry. You want to cry, right? Okay. So
Cry.
from far, if
Ah.
I can see both of them started to like argue or fighting or stuff, I will like, that is for a bigger kids, I think, because both
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
are 12, so I will just ah, no sound. Okay, so they will understand. Maybe for a
Yeah.
toddler, a different approach. Like we need to
Yes.
talk to them slowly. We explain why.
Mm-mm.
So it's better to start early. If you want to set a rule early,
Mm-mm.
inshallah, your children will. You can see the
Yes.
difference. Mm.
Correct. Now, Auntie Annie here has a question. She's asking if our child tantrums at um, public places, and there are people surround us that making faces or like annoyed face, how to deal with them? How to deal with that emotionally? According to Uncle Mazli, and then you just ignore them. Focus at your child, inshallah. Oh, wow, alhamdulillah. These are good sharing and good comments. Now, Auntie Annie, as we've been talking about it, your parenting skills will only matter about you and your child. It doesn't matter about the people that surrounds you. I know what they're thinking probably is, oh, I've been in that situation before. Everybody goes through this. Okay. So you emotionally, you just need to know that you are doing a great job. Okay. You need to know why is your child having that tantrum. Check the diaper. Is your child hungry? Maybe something is poking, you don't know. Check the clothing. Sometimes we forget that there's still a tag in the shirt, perhaps, or there's like that part of our shirt where there's that tag. Sometimes it's itchy. Maybe that causes the tantrum, right? Or your child has this particular um, they want to have that particular toy in their hand while you are outside, something like that. So I think you need to understand first, why is your child having tantrums? Check, you know and after that you will be able to calm your child, hug your child. Sometimes they only want your physical touch, or just you talk to them, saying, instead of you like, oh, what else can I do? I'm like, you know because you are also frustrated already, you don't know what else to do, like you shake your child. You do not do that, okay? Give your child soft massages. Or massage their head because they feel something, there's sensation, and by that it has a calming effect. So maybe that can help for your child to be calm and that you can also stay calm. Okay? Now, you must also teach your child. Now, this is for our preschool, all the way until they're able to express themselves. Teach your child to label their emotions because they don't know. You know, sometimes our children, they want to express something but they cannot express it through words. That's why they are expressing it through emotions, through action. Okay, so children also, they do not have that much vocabulary. They cannot describe the frustration, the jealousy, the anger, the disappointment. They don't know this. Tantrums are how they express their feelings. So give them the words, you know, that they need to express themselves. I see that you're angry now. You are crying. Your face is getting red. You need to describe it to them so that, oh, this is how anger is. Okay? Teach your child how to handle strong emotions. Help them to figure out how to deal with a problem without getting upset. They learn, they can solve them, and they will be more independent in the future, and they will be less to being prone to tantrums. Okay? Panural Jana says, just smile at them and continue attending to your child, which needs your attention more than the onlookers. May Allah ease you on your child. Thank you so much, Panurul Jana, for your advice to Auntie Annie. Yeah, as we've been mentioning, parenting is about you and your child. It's not about the people that surrounds you. Let them look, let them have their own judgment about you. As long as you are doing your best for your child, you are doing a great job. Okay?
Yes, you are right. Just ignore them. Maybe like you said just now, maybe they are saying like, "Oh, that is you," to their children. That is you when you was a baby.
Exactly.
Exactly like you, but they are not saying that you don't know how to handle your baby.
Uh-uh.
But actually,
Yes.
remind of them when they was
Yes.
young.
Mm-mm. Remember when you are a child? You are like that.
You also like that.
Correct.
See, same like your brother. That.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
and then I think it's important also for a parent to set a good example because children look up to their parents, watching their behavior. Because model healthy strategies when you are upset or frustrated. Your child will begin to copy your behavior. Let's say you are stressed with at your office, your work, but you're
Mm-mm.
showing it in front of your children. It
Mm-mm.
actually that is also affect their behavior. Because
Mummies, daddies, please listen. When sometimes like you like this, like where is my so you're also like showing tantrums
yeah,
already. Okay,
because
they can
like
come.
let's say they cannot find their things, also they will like you. Where's my thing? Because they are copying us as a parent.
Correct.
That's why we
Mm-mm.
need to control even how we dealing with our husband. Let's say we communicate with them, the way we talk, the words that we use in our even in front of our friends. Sometimes if we our friends, sometimes we are making jokes. Also, we need to mind our words lah. In front of the kids because they will even when they heard one time also they can already copy the words that we use. So
Yes.
it's very important for us to set a good example. Yeah.
Mm-mm, true. According to Auntie Mawar, use distraction techniques. My husband is good in this. Shout out to Ash. Very good, Ash. And Che Ash is very good in distracting techniques. Very good. I can also say, please let us avoid, when your child is having tantrums, you put the pacifier. Oh, for me, pacifier is a big no, no. Please, parents, do not ask your child to just put the pacifier and then they stop. It will affect their speech, it will affect how they talk. All right. So please avoid using pacifiers. We have, like when my daughter was teaching in play school. So this boy always comes to school with a pacifier. Okay. But all throughout the class time, no pacifier. And when the mother picks up, the pacifier goes back to his mouth. We are training your children to avoid that. So please, guilty, Auntie Annie. Mm-hmm. I will put chili in Hasha's pacifier. Okay, so you most likely won't be able to create a tantrum-free environment. Tantrums are how children communicate. It's a natural part of development, but you can take steps to reduce the frequency and severity of tantrums. Give them choices. All right. Let them choose within reason. For example, they can choose two outfits or two snacks. Being able to choose helps your child feel they are in control. Make sure to let them choose between two things you are okay with. Don't give them false hope. Prepare for transitions. Periods of transition, such as leaving the house or leaving the playground. Okay? This is very difficult to your children. Show them the time. Okay? We are going to the park, but we are only going to stay here for 30 minutes. Set the timer. When the timer goes off, okay, it's time to go home. Something like that. Okay, you can do a lot of things with your children. Try to prepare them in advance that the transition is coming so that they are ready for it. Oh, 5 minutes left. You know, you can give them that reminder. And bigger transitions need more preparation. Okay. Putting chili in mouth so Asian mother. Panurul. Okay. Auntie Claire is here as well. Misuse or overuse of pacifiers can increase your child's risk of speech and language difficulties. Indeed, that's why we do not want, please do not buy pacifier at all. Okay. Now, I hope that we have given you like beneficial tips for you to use at home, when your child is having tantrums. I hope that this was a very good sharing for all of you. And, you can still give your comments and give us ideas on what do you want us to talk about for the next FB sharing session. You can communicate with your managers. Maybe we can also help in whatever way we can. Okay, I think Auntie Fareha has some announcements before we end our live.
Yes, Auntie Karisma. I have an announcement to make, which is we are starting to do our face-to-face progress report meeting starting this weekend, 17th of June onwards. Okay, so please do not miss this opportunity to get to know your child progress at school by meeting the class teacher, where you and the class teacher can discuss and work together relate to your child's progress. Okay, this is the time for you to, like you say, if your child is having tantrum at home, maybe you can discuss with the teacher, Auntie, how can you help me? You need to be transparent with the teacher. What happened at home because it's important for the teacher to know what is their routine at home, because some children at home they are different, at school
True.
they are different, right? So it's important for the teacher to know your child, because we will not judge you, we want to help you, we want to help each other. Okay, so but don't worry if you are not available on the date given or set by the campus. You may refer to the respective campus manager to set a new date and a new time. Yes.
Yes. And I can also add to that, if you are going to meet the teachers and you have questions, list them down, because you'll have how many minutes to talk with the teachers, right? It's of course limited. We have about 15 parents stand by waiting for their turn. So if I were you as a parent, write down what you want to ask the teacher so that you're ready also to face them during the progress report. Now, with our topic, excuse me, easier said than done, but try not to give in to whatever caused the tantrum in the first place. Whether it's leaving the playground, or not getting ice cream, or wanting to jump up and down on a coffee table, or, all these things. Stick to what you said before the tantrum, so they don't think that their screaming were a good strategy to get what they want. Change your routine and let them understand your point. Explain it to them. Take a few deep breaths and remind yourself that this is natural. It is expected and part of the human experience and development. The moment your child re engages in a cooperative manner, praise your child enthusiastically and specifically. A child's temper tantrum is not a reflection of poor parenting. I do hope that you gained a lot of points and tips that you can do with your children. Thank you, Auntie Fareha, for joining me tonight, and to all of our viewers, to all that who contributed in the comment section. Thank you so much for engaging tonight. To all our campus managers, our teachers, thank you for all your dedication and hard work. To everyone, our dear parents, thank you so much. Yes, tantrums can be exhausting and stressful. Make sure to prioritize self-care, seek support from others, and take breaks when needed. It's important to maintain your own emotional well-being to effectively manage tantrums. Thank you so much, Auntie Mauer. And to everyone, Uncle Bad, thank you so much also for helping us tonight. We are going to be back for another FB live sharing session next week. And good night. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Bye. Thank you, Auntie.
What is the best education system for the future of our children? Where can I get the best education for my children? When they grow up, will they be a good person and a good Muslim? These are some of the concerns parents have, especially for those with small children. These are also the same questions my wife and I had. From there, the idea of opening a holistic education institute using the Montessori method came to life with Brainy Bunch. The main mission of Brainy Bunch is to train and nurture 1 million children who are obedient to the commandments of Allah and practices the sunnah of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are 5 main things that are nurtured in students of Brainy Bunch. Love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, love of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, love to parents, love of the heaven, love of the ummah. A school that uses the Montessori method is different from a school that uses a traditional method. The Montessori method believes that children do not need to be forced to learn, and this system of education is very fun. With that, students are always motivated to learn. This concept is very suitable with the fitrah of a child which yearns for a positive environment in teaching and learning. Through this method, the potential of a child can be developed and their self-confidence can be improved. Each class has only 15 children. This is to ensure that teachers can give their full attention to students during the teaching and learning session in class. The Montessori method combines 3 age groups in one class, which are 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, until 9-year-olds and beyond. This concept allows all the students to lead and mentor the younger ones. The use of English as a language of instruction during the process of teaching and learning in school is a decision made to master the current world language. We do not give the title teacher, but we use the title auntie and uncle at Brainy Bunch because teachers are a part of our families. The best of man is the one most beneficial to others, a hadith narrated by Muslim. At Brainy Bunch, we believe that each child has a big potential to become someone successful and useful in the future. As parents who love and care for their children's education, we have to find a method and a school that is the best for our children. With a complete education, inshallah, we will be able to produce children who want to be as great as Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar al-Khattab, and Abdul Rahman bin Auf, who used their wealth for Islam and the Ummah. 6 qualities of the Sahaba, which will be instilled in all students of Brainy Bunch are: faithful towards the Kalima Tayyibah, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Have khushu' and khudu' in salah. Knowledgeable and practices zikrullah. Praises all Muslims. Performs ibadah with a sincere niyat. Preaches people to Allah and spreads their knowledge. Let's all change for our children's future. Give them a chance to become a preacher of Allah, continuing the work of the prophets, calling people to obey Allah and follow the way of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the guidance of the Sahaba and the Salihin. Give the best to your children. Register now at www.brainybunch.com/register.